Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. His Majesty sends condolences to Jordan. Oman and Egypt sign several pacts. CDAA asks adventurers to register their details on Midday app. 3 killed and multiple injured in Amtrak train crash in US Missouri, says State Highway Patrol. Jordan, several killed by toxic gas leak at Aqaba Airport. Dengue fever infections in Laos rise to 4,087. New Zealand to host England for day-night test and India for white ball series. Wimbledon, Djokovic forced to 4 sets in opener. Those were the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq has sent a cable of condolences to the King of Jordan regarding the victims of the gas tank explosion in the port of Aqaba. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq sends a cable of condolences and sympathy to His Majesty King Abdullah II bin Al-Hussein, King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, on the victims of the gas tank explosion in the port of Aqaba, Ministry of Foreign said in a statement. The Sultanate of Oman and the Arab Republic of Egypt signed several agreements in various fields. Oman News Agency reported that the Sultanate of Oman and the Arab Republic of Egypt signed 2 agreements, 6 memoranda of understanding, 3 executive programs and letters of cooperation in the areas of promoting competition, combating monopolistic practices, investment promotion, export development, establishing and managing industrial zones and environment protection at Al Alam Palace in Muscat, in addition to initialing the mutual recognition of the maritime civil certificates for navigators. The governments of the Oman and the Arab Republic of Egypt also signed a cooperation agreement with initials in the field of maritime transport and ports and a cooperation agreement between Sultan Qaboos University and the Egyptian National Research Institute of Astronomy and Geophysics. The 2 countries also signed an executive program for cooperation in the field of youth and sports for the years 2023 to 2025, an executive program for technical cooperation in the fields of labor and training for the year 2022, and an executive program for cooperation in the field of higher education, scientific research and innovation for the years 2022, 2023 and 2024. The Civil Defense and Ambulance Authority or CDAA has urged adventurers to register the location and the participants on the Midday app to ensure the arrival of the rescue teams faster in emergency situations. CDA said the following in a statement. Before you start your adventure, register the location and the participants on the Midday app to ensure the arrival of the rescue teams faster in emergency situations. Those are the local stories. With that, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the international news for the day. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. 3 people are dead and at least 50 injured after an Amtrak train derailed after hitting a dump truck on Monday in Missouri, said Justin Dunn, Missouri State Highway Patrol Corporal. 2 people from the train were killed in addition to 1 person who was in the dump truck, he said. This comes as an Amtrak train derailed after hitting a dump truck on Monday in Missouri, US. The collision was the second in 2 days in which an Amtrak train hit a passenger vehicle. On Sunday, 85 passengers were on board a train in rural California that hit a vehicle. 3 people were killed and 2 people suffered major injuries, according to officials. All of the victims were in the vehicle, the State Highway Patrol officials added. In the latest incident, according to Dunn, preliminary reports indicate that the Amtrak train traveling to Chicago struck a dump truck at a railroad crossing that was uncontrolled. An uncontrolled crossing means there were no lights or mechanized arms. The train had approximately 8 cars, including a baggage car. 7 cars have derailed. There are multiple injuries, and we can confirm there are 3 fatalities, 2 on the train and 1 in the dump truck, Dunn said. In a communication, Amtrak Media Center on its website wrote, on June 27th at 12:42 p.m., Southwest Chief Train 4 traveling eastbound on BNSF track from Los Angeles to Chicago derailed 8 cars and 2 locomotives after striking a truck that was obstructing a public crossing near Mendon, Missouri. According to the company's statement, there were approximately 243 passengers and 12 crew members on board with early reports of injuries. Following the incident, the company said the local authorities are currently assisting customers. According to Dunn, Missouri State Highway Patrol Corporal, a school has been turned into a triage center for victims with minor injuries. At least 10 people were killed on Monday when a chlorine gas storage tank was dropped and leaked poisonous fumes at the Kaaba airport in Jordan. Officials said that 25 tons of chlorine were intended to be transported to Djibouti. Footage shown on television showed the tank falling from a crane and hitting the deck of a ship below, which resulted in a large cloud of yellow gas rising into the air. People were seen running away from the scene. Specialists and the hazardous substance team in the civil defense are dealing with the incident, civil defense spokesperson Amr al-Sartawi said. He added that more than 250 people had been injured. Civil defense personnel rushed to the scene, some in hazmat suits, while the injured were taken to nearby hospitals. The injured people are in medium to critical condition, Aqaba Health Director Jamal Obedat said, adding that the hospitals in the area were full. He also told locals to stay in their homes and shut all windows as a precaution. Prime Minister Bashir al-Qassani and Interior Minister Mazen al-Faraya also made their way to the scene of the incident, according to state media. Al-Qassani launched an investigation to be headed by the Interior Minister into the leak. An official from the Aqaba Ports Authority said that the gas leak had occurred after an iron rope holding the container broke. The Kaaba port is situated on the Red Sea, close to Jordan's border with Israel, and is the country's only maritime terminal. An additional 161 dengue fever cases were reported across Laos in the past 24 hours, bringing the tally in the country to 4,087, according to Lao Ministry of Health on Monday. The Lao capital, Vientiane, logged the highest number of infections with 2,145, according to the Center of Information and Education for Health under the Lao Ministry of Health on Monday. Laos recorded 4 deaths from dengue fever, including 2 in the Lao capital, Vientiane, and 2 in Sarawak province. The Lao health authorities urged people to clear potential mosquito breeding sites around their homes and workplaces to help control the spread of the virus. According to the World Health Organization, dengue is one of the fastest emerging infections and is currently the most rapidly spreading mosquito-borne viral disease known, with Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Singapore also seeing high incidence. The number of cases in the Western Pacific region has more than doubled over the past 10 years. Those are the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update, now for the sports stories. New Zealand will host England in a day-night test this summer, while the Kiwis will also play white ball series at home against India, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Sri Lanka over the next 10 months. New Zealand Cricket announced a busy home schedule for the upcoming summer on Tuesday, with the Black Caps hosting a total of 5 different international teams between October and April. The Kiwis will take on Pakistan and Bangladesh in a T20 International Tri-Series at the start of October before travelling to Australia for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. At the completion of the tournament, India will visit New Zealand for 3 T20 internationals and 3 ODIs before England arrive in the middle of February for 2 test matches that won't form part of the current World Test Championship period. The opening test of that series will be under lights in the Mount Managawa and will be the first day-night test match in New Zealand since Auckland hosted a clash against England in 2018. New Zealand cricket CEO David White is hopeful of attracting big crowds to all series throughout the summer. 2 tests against Sri Lanka in March will follow the England series before a bumper few months of cricket will finish with white ball series against the island nation all the way through until April 8th. New Zealand's women's team will also host Bangladesh for 3 T20 International and 3 ODIs in December before they travel to South Africa for next year's ICC Women's T20 World Cup. In the first match of the Wimbledon on centre court, defending champion Novak Djokovic recorded his 80th Wimbledon match victory with a win over South Korea's Soonwon Kwon on Monday. The Serbian becomes the first player, man or woman, to record 80 single victories across each of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. The win extends Djokovic's unbeaten run at Wimbledon to 22 matches. The Serbian is hunting a 4th consecutive crown at the 3rd major of the year in London and his second two-level title of 2022 after he triumphed at the Italian Open in May. The South Korean was a breakup in each of the first 2 sets and pumped up the centre court crowd after he levelled proceedings at a set piece, but Djokovic's trademark consistency proved enough to complete a 2-hour 27-minute victory. The top seed will face Thanasi Kokonasi or Kamil Maishak in the second round at SW19, where he now holds an 80-10 record. The world number 3 is chasing his 7th title at Wimbledon, a tally that would draw him level with legendary American Peter Sampras and move him within one of record holder Roger Federer's 8 crowns. Those are all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.